And who are you that would dare enter my courts unannounced? Let's hope your manners are as shiny as your sword. For you gaze upon the Shadow Queen, and I do not know what trickery has guided you here. But if you have come to stop me, your efforts are futile. I will take what is rightfully mine, and those who would stand in my way will find there are far worse things than death. But do not fret, my noble wanderer, for I am a gracious host. So stay, but do not stray far from my courts, for I may have use for you yet.
Yeah, there we are. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Kobold Press. I'm excited to welcome you here tonight because we're kicking off a new campaign. And not just any campaign, but a campaign I've been really, really excited about. If you've been tuning into our Kobold chats on Wednesday afternoons, you've been able to see me do some GM planning. So spoiler alert, that is out there in the world if you want to get a head start on what we're doing here tonight. Other than that, y'all are awesome for being here, and I've got 4 other awesome folk who have, for whatever reason, managed to agree to come let me put them through some courtly intrigue and solid drama. So I'm gonna go around and let these incredible people tell you who they are, and in addition, don't want you to give away too much of your character. You tell us what you want us to know about your character. How about that? You tell us what you want us to know, but we're going to get a nice opportunity to introduce your character via a couple of questions a little bit later on, so keep that in mind. And we'll just go left to right, because that is, that's how I read. Sephi, you're up.
Hello. Wait, what are we doing? I wasn't prepared. Oh my God. I just drew a complete blank because I wasn't expecting to be first. Oh God.
Yes. You have been called upon. No. Just tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Persephone, aka Persephorath. I am a lot of things: Twitch streamer, model, cosplayer, queer linguist, Black linguist. There's a lot of things. Hi.
And who are you playing? Just give us the quick rundown.
I am playing Lark Grail, who is an Orray, Shadow Sorceress, and Hexblade Warlock.
Well then, I'm intrigued.
Are you now?
Yeah, I am. All right, Cord, you're up next. Tell us who you are, friend.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cord, or Mythomatic. I do a lot of things on Twitch and Twitter. Follow me on Twitter and see what I do. I'm playing Theoden Selvin, right? Is that my character? That's my character. Theoden Selvier.
That's what the screen says.
Yeah, kind of like mine. And who am I again? And he is a College of Glamour bard. I'm very excited. He's a lover of all things, and he's a bit lost.
Oh, lost, you say? Well, everybody that is lost somehow ends up in the city of Zobeck, so you seem maybe like we're going to start in the right place.
Perfect.
And Rocket Fox.
Hello, I am Rocket Fox. I am a Korean-American storyteller, Twitch person, podcast gal, here, there, all over the place, I suppose. And I am playing Seraphim Thimbleweed, who is your friendly, all-side. Someone help me. Someone, please help me. All-seed?
Is it I have to look at it because it's depend on the spelling.
She's basically like a centaur, but a deer tor.
Yes.
And she is your circle of the shepherd druid.
Wow. I imagine you have lots of little ones.
Yeah, that's been following me everywhere. So I thought, why break with a good thing?
Why break from the? Yes. Nice. And.
Let's also mention that that's on a necklace around Fox's neck.
That's true.
Yes. And yes, joining me tonight is Beatrix, the ball python, who is real wiggly tonight. So yes.
I would say maybe because they're excited.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely the adjective I want my serpents
My
when they're
serpent,
on
an
me.
excited serpent has
Yeah.
shown up to tonight's
Eugenio, is your serpent excited?
No.
Like I
just
said,
no.
it's definitely how I want the serpent that I'm
Just a
dealing
little
with to be described. I'm just
excitable.
saying.
Like,
Like, it's
Oh.
of all the many things. Nice.
I'm actually
Goodness.
hungry and I can't breathe.
Eugenio, you're up. Bring us home, please. Tell us who you are.
Do my best. Hi, everybody. I'm Eugenio. You might know me as DM Jazzy Hems. And for the next 8 weeks, I will be playing Vannon Kalen Shalos, a high elf wizard who also happens to be a worshiper and cleric of, I just blanked on the name, but the patron god of magic and of the Shadow Fae, in fact.
Which will be very interesting since they've called you here specifically. Since they've called you here specifically. So, there you are. 4 great players. 4 very intriguing characters, which we'll learn more about, as Eugenio said, over the next 8 weeks. But the last thing I want to tell you is you can actually add a little drama to their lives. This can come in various forms, maybe a great NPC or an unfortunate social event. But you do that by filling that gold bar just there to my left on your right. You can do that by tipping. There's a link right there in chat, and you fill that bar together, and when we reach it, I will assure you drama is coming down the pipeline. So yeah, and all that helps me pay this incredible cast and make sure that Kobold Press can continue to have great talent here on this channel. So, consider that as we blow your minds with Courts of the Shadow Fae.
Oh, we're gonna blow something. I'm just kidding.
So many minds. So, I'm Dot. If you don't know that, I guess I should introduce myself. But I'll be your GM for this little shindig. And I think we're going to kind of jump right in. Now, these 4 characters, as they've been introduced to you, are weary from the road. It is getting cold. There is a nip in the air because the season is changing. We are actively working towards the promise of winter. The trade fair in Zobeck is closing up, and most of the cities it's closing up. And as you all walk towards the city of Zobeck, you can see it there on the horizon, the smell of the kind of brackish water here along this river. You can see the carts, the dwarves pulling them from the city, leaving, headed for home before the passes snow up, and it gets too cold for them to actually get where they need to go for the winter. And as you approach the gate, we see all 4 of you stop and have to recognize that who you're usually greeted with, if you've been to Zobeck before, is not who greets you at the gate. And as the camera kind of turns and pans across the 4 of you, I thought we'd go around and you can tell us a little bit about what you look like kind of coming down the road and whether or not this is your first time in the city of Zobeck. And instead of me calling on you, y'all just tell me. And then ping somebody else afterwards. You have to popcorn it off.
Ooh.
Yeah. Don't make me call on you.
All right. So Vannon is standing there, and he has been to Zobeck many times before. So there is definitely an immediately wary sort of look on his face. Vannon is a high elf. He is a medium-skinned, fairly tall, fairly, standard-looking elf with the pointy ears and all the things, medium dark skin, but he does like to show a bit of flair here and there. So today he happens to have some sort of colorful makeup that he's got on. Sometimes it's the clothes, although today he's wearing a fairly standard dark cloak. And he has a dagger visible at his side, but that's the only real weaponry. Otherwise, it's little trinkets and doodads sort of all over him that either are all powerful magic items or we have quite the hoarder on our hands.
Maybe we'll have to get some good magical items. We've got the new deck coming out. Ooh,
oh yeah,
that? Might have spoiled that. Oops.
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
Me neither.
I gotta pass it on to Cord to tell us what our next person looks like.
Okay. So next is Theoden. Theoden is wearing it looks like a button-down shirt, slacks, some like grimy old slacks, and that have been perfectly pressed recently, suspenders, and over all of it a bright aqua kimono. And he also has perfectly manicured nails that match his horns, as well as a pair of spectacles that sit on the edge of his nose. He is a shadow fae, so he is actually an elf from the shadow fae, but he is lost in this world, and he has never been to Zobeck before. Though this poet is very excited to explore all of what Zobeck has to offer.
All right.
And I'm going to pass it off to Persephone.
So Lark Grail is a medium height, very slender, almost severely so, Array. She has these white markings across her face and down her skin that sort of glimmer almost like moonlight. Medium tan skin, long silver hair that flows over her back, and always seems to be weirdly full of motion, but not really. There's no wind or anything. She wears like a dark blue bodice over a plain white dress. The clothes are pretty nondescript, but she can't not be seen anywhere. She's pretty noticeable no matter what she dresses like. And this is her first time in Zobeck.
Oh, all right. First time.
And I'm going to obviously give it to Fox.
Oh, so Seraphim, who's probably at the edge of the group because of sheer mass, would probably be the largest of the four, is an all said. So she is at full height around. She's not one of the largest of her species, but she would be about 6'2", weighing in around 300 pounds. Her bottom half is that of a deer, and the top half is that of a person. And she has just a dark green kind of pixie cut hair, and always has some sort of a creature hanging out on her. They come and they go. No one really sees from whence they come or where they go. They just show up. And she, unlike a lot of people in her species also, she does not sport the really, most of them have really gorgeous, like huge racks of horns and such, which she does not. And if anyone got close enough, they would see that hers have been sheared off. And that's not something she really talks about all that much. But she has been to Zobeck many times. At this point, the first time was perhaps a little bit on the run.
Another great thing that Zobeck is known for, the perfect place for those on the run.
Yes. But returning there, she is someone who would be very familiar with it.
And you can hear the last few ships getting ready to leave port. It's getting cold. The last thing you want is to be frozen in on the river. And at the gate is not, especially for those that have been here, what you usually see, which are these kind of iron, like stone, like guards, right? They're usually big. They usually don't even care about people, let people come and go, but they are definitely there if something goes wrong. But now standing at the gate are 4 figures, significantly smaller. If you have seen Shadow Fae before, which all 4 of you have, based on the sharp features, the kind of hard set brow, and the elongated ears, you can tell that these 4 are Shadow Fae. And on each side of the gate sits with them a dog, a hound of some kind. Some of you might recognize it as a hound of the night, but it sits there kind of growling at people as they're entering and exiting, forcing them to keep space. And since we have had our first drama bar, Phil, I feel like I feel
Oh,
like
Lord.
the first one of them kind of steps up and slides the helmet he's wearing up so you can see his face and his eyes. And he doesn't like the look of you four. Everybody else here is like kobolds. There's some dwarves, but all of you are suspicious. And he steps in front of you and he says, "What is your business here in Zobeck?"
Whose business is it? How is it your business to ask?
We have taken over the guard of this fair city. It is
I
our job
can
to know who
see
comes
that.
in and out.
Do we really want to entertain this?
Well, I for what it's worth, my congratulations. The Iron Guard is no joke. As Lark pointed out, we're not used to being stopped on our way in. We've been summoned to the city, although perhaps you can give us the information we need. Tell me.
By who?
You will forgive me. Do I recognize these guards for what they may or may not be?
Oh, that's a really... You know what? For those of you that feel that you would have knowledge about the Shadow Courts and the Shadow Fae, could roll a insight, or I take a history check, maybe?
Okay. Yeah, let's go insight. I should probably have the rest of my Roll20 window open so I can see what I roll, huh?
Oh, speaking of rolls, let me get them up on the screen so somebody can see them.
Hey!
Hey-oh, that'd be helpful.
We're both killing it.
Boop-a-doo. Yeah, we're nailing it. Here we go.
I apologize. What was this roll?
You could choose
Insight.
insight or history. Lore kind of roll.
Yeah, that's a 15 for me.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
a
great.
21 for me.
15, 20. Okay, great. All of you would recognize they do not wear any kind of notation of being of the courts themselves. In fact, based on their dress and the way that they carry themselves, you would recognize these as what they call a Shadow Fae cutthroat. Somebody that is shamed from the courts oftentimes. They're usually assassins or, a sword for hire kind of a thing. Now, the Shadow Fae, the courts will hire the cutthroats, kind of like pirates or mercenaries, but these are not proper courtly Shadow Fae by any sense of the term.
Oh, crud. Okay, well, in that case, I'm not going to rely on that, and I will say, each was a divine summons that brings us here. I'll bet there have been some recent goings-on with the temples in Zobeck. Am I right?
He kind of stutters for a second. He cuts eyes at the rest of them. I'm not even going to make y'all roll an insight. They don't like you're asking these kind of questions.
Before, in that case, before he can respond at all, then I'll say, but we should talk of more pleasant things. Suffice it to say, we know a bit about what's been happening and have been asked to attend. And I think it is a safe bet that if we have the information, we likely have the invitation.
Yes, of course. He kind of, again, cuts eyes to the rest of the group. By all means, welcome to the free city of Zobeck.
How free is this city, actually?
Guess you should ask the kobolds that own it.
The Kobold.
He kind of says, that being said, it is a free city, after all. And he kind of gets this kind of smirk, a smarmy smirk. It's very smarmy.
Sort of look to my companions. Shall we continue on then?
We shall. It seems like it's a free city. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you
Make our
ever
way.
so much.
Seraphim's just going to start walking through and just kind of side-eyeing these Fae guards.
Yeah.
I go. I lean over to the nearest guard as everyone's gone forward.
Oh no.
and just say, aren't you embarrassed to be here? To be seen? Watch your tongue, sweetie.
He does not like that. Why don't you? Are you intimidating him, or are you just trying to persuade him to stand down a little?
I am intimidating.
Okay, go ahead. Roll intimidation. Okay.
Oh, sorry. It delayed.
Oh, that's okay. They're about the same, anyways. Okay, so 9, 10. So he doesn't back down. He doesn't flinch, but you can see the corner of his eye twitches just a little bit. And he says, enjoy your time in Zobeck.
I certainly will. Kiss, kiss, love.
You can see
And
he
walks
looks
through.
really upset. Maybe hands tighten around the hilt of his sword. And all of you enter the city, and 10 feet across the precipice into this town, you are met with the sounds of a still bustling place. Even with winter fast on the horizon, it is like there are carts everywhere. People are still running shops. They're running back and forth. There's the sound of children. And so you kind of get this idea that there is still vast activity, even as the sun begins to set tonight. You've been given instruction as to where this temple is. That you have been all requested at, of course. But they just told you to get there when you get there, so you could take a peek around Zobeck if you wanted.
Wonderful.
Or you could, not.
But this is magical. Look at this place.
Oh, I thought you'd like it, Theoden.
Yes. I haven't seen the inside of Zobeck for a while. Actually, ever. But it is... I wish to paint the streets with my lyrics and lines and rhymes, and I hope to... Is there a tavern near?
Oh,
There's
absolutely.
a tavern
we
on
can-
practically every corner.
Oh, good. Wonderful. And so I will assume there is one on the way to the temple.
There's
Yes, absolutely there is. Yes, in fact, my favorite is between here and there.
Which is...
The thirsty... It doesn't even matter what the next word is.
Nope, it's not. I can't wait for it, though.
The
Thirsty. We're in Zobeck. The thirsty kobold's too easy. It's the thirsty minotaur.
Oh, the thirsty
my.
minotaur. Okay, yeah, and that sounds classy enough to be in this end of town. You're not going into like the lower end of the city, the lower
Right.
docks, or down to the docks proper. And you can see it.
bar.
There's kind of a block of temples, of various temples. But before you ever hit kind of the main road to it, you arrive at the thirsty minotaur. Dare I ask why it is your favorite?
Because of the sign, Dot. Because of the sign. It's a
It is.
Because
great
of the
big
sign of the
barrel.
size of the sign's horns,
It's
clearly.
a great big bare-chested minotaur just sloshing a tankard of ale all over
Okay,
himself.
perfect.
Like, obviously, in fact, in fact,
Let me draw
Oh
it.
no.
Okay, y'all.
when we
anybody a
arrived at the
logo
Thirsty
artist out there?
Minotaur. When we first arrived at the Thirsty Minotaur, the first thing I do is I go up to that sign and I say, wait, hold on a second, let me make sure. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, Minnie, it's so good to see you again. And I cast Speak with Inanimate Object on the sign, just
Oh.
as I do every time I get here.
Which is the real reason you're here. And sure enough, this sign, it does have horns, and it has this minotaur. I imagine it's like flash dance almost, like where
Yeah.
like,
Yes,
like, comes
exactly.
down,
On a
like,
bar
so it is-
stool, and
Yeah,
there's, like,
yeah, on a
emptying
bar
a
stool.
sign on its chest.
And,
Oh, I'm so happy.
Certainly is thirst-inducing.
Minnie comes to life. There's like a creak. You hear the sound of like bones cracking as Minnie sits upright, having been in this position since the last time you made it an animate sign. And Minnie goes, "Oh, I have been sitting there far too long. Bennett, how dareth you go?"
I know, Minnie, I'm so sorry. So many things to attend to. But I hear things have been busy here as well. We only have a minute, by the way. I know I remind you of that every time we talk, but I don't want you to get cut off.
She's like touching her toes, stretching.
Oh, this is nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
an excellent calisthenics routine, Minnie. I'll make sure that we say hello again before we leave, but has anything odd been going on around here? The guards at the gate were, well, not.
Odd. Odd. Do you mean the extremely tired people, or the strange men in cloaks?
Oh,
How
I mean
dare-
all of those things.
Those are all very strange things. I have witnessed them.
Have you witnessed anything else about them? I mean, I know it's a busy life, so no hard feelings if you haven't.
Is anyone
I
else
spoke to a door the other day, and he told me that there were strange attacks upon wooden surfaces where they were pinning paper to them.
Oh, okay, but is it a trustworthy door? You know how some doors can be.
Well, it's at least a sturdy door, I can tell you that much.
All right.
His
Well, I
hardware
suppose
was just upgraded.
Well, good for the door. We'll be
Yes.
sure to look for those attack
It's actually
sites
that
and-
door right there.
Oh my God, we're
and
speaking as if he isn't here. I'm so
that-
sorry.
She points, and as she points, she begins to like turn back to wood and hit that like awkward position
Yes.
where he's dumping the stuff. And,
I love it.
You can see the
Did we
door.
see
and-
that, or were you just talking to a sign that whole time?
It's all in my head.
I would
There is no
really like
spell
to know
called
that.
cast speak with inanimate objects.
What's going on? Is this normal?
It's not true. There is. I don't know what you saw. That's up to Dot. But
Yeah, I would say unless you were trying to hide it, or it is only something that you share, this very special thing you share with the sign. I would say you all saw this sign that come to life, speak openly, and then crunch back into its crafted position.
Certainly are full of tricks, aren't you, Vannon?
just have friends in all sorts of places. That's all, Lark. Shall we inside? They have a wonderful selection of meads.
Yes, we shall. I was also wondering what other signs you knew of. Their personalities.
Oh, there is a tavern with a flump sign. Let me tell you all about it as we shift scenes and walk inside, so I don't
Okay,
have to
yes,
tell you all
please.
about it.
You mutter, "We will meet this flump sign," because that is my favorite critter. So don't you fret. That deserves to happen. But as you walk in, there's a little bit of like a setting shift. It's a quieter tavern. There's no card games being played. There's nobody that's totally sloshed. There are tables being properly weighted by a kobold here that's dressed in like a little uniform. Yeah, it seems like a rather nice tavern, in fact, and there's a whole handwritten sign of meads that are available to all of you.
Finally.
Okay.
I'll run
Well-
off and get us drinks. You all find a place to sit.
Yes, okay.
Vannon, nothing too bitter this time, please.
I'll do my best, Lark.
Seraphim's going to start walking around to the different tables. It's not easy for Seraphim to find a place to sit, per se,
Yeah.
at most bipedal locations. So it's just going to start like wandering around to different tables and like scoot moving chairs around and like just kind of moving tables out a little bit to see
Well,
like
this is a facility owned by a minotaur. So
Does Minotaurs still have two
they
primary
do, but they're
butt
big
legs.
creatures. I'm going to say they're big creatures. So there is a vast space between the tables, but you do find a booth. Like there's like a booth that has
hard
like
to
the end
navigate.
piece where you could usually put like a so that you don't even have to. You can just walk right up to the end of it and be at the table with everyone.
Oh yeah, so Seraphim's actually gonna go up to the booth and just like turn side and almost like parallel park into the booth seat and just like back legs up and then just kind of like scooch back.
I love it.
Oh, yes, this is perfect. Oh, here we go.
Seraphim, but this one over here has got the most light, I think.
Well, I don't care about your light. I care about my butt.
Okay, well, it's best-
Theoden, I'm sure you can make a sacrifice for the comfort of our friend, right?
very well. Yes, I shall. But if we do come back here, I wish to try this seat. Very well. He makes his way over. Excuse me.
Hayden, do you know the last time I sat?
No, I don't recall or keep records of when you get to
Yes.
rest your posterior.
Well.
When? Should I make a record? I could do that.
Yes, I
Write a
think it would
poem
be
of
an
it.
excellent topic for one of your pieces.
When does the LC sit? Is that the title of this work?
What was it? What?
Whence does the Alcide sit?
It will be now. I like that.
It's very catchy. Yes.
I was joking, but okay.
Oh, well, you shouldn't jest with such things. That is great. Whence the
Oh yes, but and this is directed to Theoden. Yes, but Locke is very clever.
Oh, yes, very clever.
I'm
No,
not
thank you.
that clever. Anyway,
Where's the mead?
A small kobold. You can't see him because you've parallel parked, like the way. But a
It's
kobold
kind of
comes
like-
almost right behind
How
you.
dare you, parallel parked?
This little kobold comes up with a ready to take your order. He seems a bit weary. He seems a bit tired. In fact, and he goes, what do you want?
is everything all right with you?
I just worked a 12-hour shift because nobody else got any sleep last night.
Why?
Why did no one get sleep?
What? I don't know. Everybody just said they had bad dreams.
Dreams?
Do you-
No one slept well?
He cuts eyes at Theoden and goes, oh. I mean, everybody slept great and there were no problems. Can I take your order?
Yes, of course. We'll have 4 of the, those ones that I like, that I always get when I'm in here.
Oh,
darling.
yeah, I'm gonna.
You got me to name the bar, I'm not doing the menu too.
You're good. Yeah, there's one called the Sucker Punching Rabbit. It really
how did you know?
punches you. I'll get 4 sucker punches.
Great.
And he kind of looks back over his shoulder again, eyeballing the Shadow Fae at the booth with you, and as he begins to fill from a couple barrels.
It does appear that that one is concerned with the presence of you, Theoden.
Yes, maybe they recognized my work.
I'm not sure that was it.
Hmm.
Are you sure? I mean, they must.
Have you written many pieces about?
Well,
dreams
yes, but not on
like this?
with my face posted. Usually, I try to keep that. That is interesting. Now that I think about it.
I think it might have something to do with the Shadow Fae in town.
So do I.
Did notice that those people were they had quite alarming familiarity with features that I both possess.
And an alarming matching rate of features with those that I've known in the past.
Yes.
But why would the Shadow Fae be here in Zobeck taking over the city guard? You don't,
Here you go, sucker punch. You've been sucker punched. You've been sucker. And every time he says it, he sets it's like it's like turning the blizzard upside down. You have to do it, and he like slams it on the table.
I whispered to the rest of the group, just so you know, it tastes absolutely awful, but I love watching him do that.
Thank you.
You've been sucker punched.
Thank
And he goes
you.
to
I
turn
tip him
to
generously.
He goes to turn to leave.
Is it a drink or is this a food?
It's a
well,
drink.
It's a little bit of a. Okay.
Yeah. It's a drink. It's technically a very dense, kind of dark.
Lark takes a glass and just tips it over and watches as it slowly drips to the edge and then just stops. It doesn't even drip. It just stops at the lip.
Yes.
I am afraid if I ingest this, I will turn into it.
It's definitely not like a
not
chugging
budging.
drink. Do you know what I mean? Like you can
Not
collect
budging
some
at
of that
all.
and
Like,
just
Your
sort of like
reaches over to the unmoving drip and just starts like almost poking it, but not quite.
If you want to know
Lord.
what's in it,
no.
you
Oh.
could roll. You know nature
Yeah.
things. Anybody wanna roll a
you should
nature
roll. You should
to
do
see
it.
what's in it.
You know what? Let's do it.
Mhm.
Let's
I
find out.
believe in you.
This would be Well, it wouldn't be Constitution because I'm not ingesting that.
No, it would be probably a nature check if you wanted to make a nature check, or survival.
Let's. You know what? Let's.
Maybe.
Sure. What about medicine? What about a medicine?
I would take a medicine check.
Let's go. With
You'll find out different information, but I will
Ooh.
take a medicine.
Oh, all of the different.
Okay, nat 20.
my
wow.
medicine is very strong.
Okay, so
As
this
is
this
this.
is like you can smell it. It's some kind of licorice type drink. It's very thick.
Ooh.
It would be like trying to drink like melted black licorice.
Ew.
Oh, no.
Or ipecac
Very
of
good.
some kind, like something really,
Oh.
really thick.
Ipecac mixed with licorice?
Yeah, it's awful. It's like medicine, basically,
What
is
have
what
you
it
done?
is.
What is this?
Yeah, what is this? You aren't exactly sure how they brew this because it's so dense and thick. But it's pretty gross. The only reason to drink this would be to clean out your system. Which could be a really good option depending on the thing, or to make somebody upchuck, also to clean out your system.
Locke, how do you feel about your digestive system?
I'm rather attached to it,
And
honestly.
Seraphim is just going to gently take the glass or the cup or chalice away, and just take it away, and then just set it
Okay.
far away on the other end of the table.
All right.
I'm just going. You know what? I'm just going to set this over here.
Lark tilts her head to the side.
This isn't for you. It's not. It's not
All
for you.
right.
It's not.
Smells
You don't-
awful.
Vannon, why did you order these for us?
You all look over, and Vannon is like scooping his into like an empty snuff box. And I'm like, oh, it was never really for us. I mean, I wanted you all to see the sucker punch thing. It's my favorite thing here.
Oh, it was great. It was wonderful.
He's so. Do you know he's usually much more sort of jovial? He's like just the whole like,
Yeah.
oh, you've been sucker, but he's so tired. I mean, everyone's so tired today. It's a real shame, but you all got a taste of it. But anyway, no, I actually got it because it's quite the useful deterrent should we find ourselves in a boring conversation or anything like that. A couple of
Vannon.
licks of the yes, Lark.
If
Yeah.
you do not get me mead in the next 2 minutes, you will be swallowing that snuff box.
A challenge is always exciting, but I shall go retrieve drinkable mead.
Thank you ever so much. Appreciate it.
Of course, my dear.
Is there an audience here? I mean, other patrons?
There is. There's a very rotund kobold in the corner. He sits kind of alone by himself. He is actually somewhere between sleeping and drinking. He's kind of got his on his belly and he's just kind of chilling. There is the Minotaur. Of course, you can hear the hooves like in the back of probably cooking or prepping in some way. And then, sure, there's like a group of, who do I want it to be? Something really strange because we're in Zobeck. There's a group, I don't know if you've ever seen these before, a group of hedgehog folk, arena. They sit at the end of the bar. They're kind of tiny. They're about 2.5 foot tall apiece. They seem to be keeping to themselves and they don't really want to be noticed. They have like hoods up and they're just kind of grouped at the end of the bar, kind of whispering in a language I don't think any of you actually speak. But you do have an audience, technically.
Wonderful. I think. Hold on. Go on. Carry on.
I was supposed to say, I don't know what a group of hedgehog are called. If there's an official term, if there's like,
Herd.
Yeah, herd.
Isn't it a prickle?
Is it a okay? Well, it is now. It is now.
That was a prickle.
This prickle
Hedgehogs.
of arena down at the end. Like I said, they're kind of just quietly drinking and doing their thing. Does anybody else want to do anything, or are you gonna just try to achieve real mead?
I'm just going to achieve the real mead, and I'll bring it back to the table.
Yeah. Your kobold friend leans against the counter. He goes, you drank it already?
I know that you have watched me every time I've ordered one of those. Have I ever drunk it?
Nobody ever drinks it. But we got a place on the wall, if you do, for your name. There's like a blank
Challenge.
plaque. Nobody has ever.
Perfect.
challenge, and I look, and I'm about to say accepted, and I see that it's blank, and I go, absolutely not. Anyway, could we have some of the more traditional mead for my table?
Yeah,
I'll even take it. You were such a good sport, as you always are with the sucker punch.
He flinches a little when you say the word. He says, all right, honey pine dew it is. And he kind of begins to pour this beautiful light mead. It smells of honey and pine, and he finishes and puts the 4 glasses down for you.
Great. However much that costs, I'm going to slide him twice as much. And say, now, I do also want to apologize, but you should know that my friend over there is not, well, we've only just arrived in Zobeck, but would you tell me a little bit about what's going on? Look, you and I know each other. I'm going to be totally honest about this. Things are really freaking weird here in Zobeck today, and I want to know what's going on.
Well, I have been working long shifts, and my feet are so tired. They hurt so much I can't even speak those words of what really has been going on in town. Maybe I need more gold to,
We have 2 options, and this is sort of an important moment for Vannon because I'm going to learn a lot about him based on what he does here.
He can see you put down a lot of gold, and he's like, I bet he's got more.
Yeah. And he probably knows I have more.
Yeah.
I order a lot of sucker punches. I'm gonna tip that poor kobold. So I think I'll put another silver on the table, but then also we'll just summon a little light into my hand as I place it down. I have the cantrip light. So actually I'll light up the silver piece that I put down and just sort of stare at him.
Okay. He reaches for the silver piece with his little kobold claw and tries to kind of pull it back to add it to the rest of his pool of gold or coins.
all right. All I know, or at least word on the street, is they killed a priest. And then they just walk around the city now, wearing black cloaks, telling people what to do. Do you know that there's a rule right now? We can't curse inside the city?
Outrageous.
He goes, I'd like to pretend. I'd like to be able to laugh, but I'm not pretending. I mean it. People have gone missing. They collected a bunch of, pretty, young, romantic types, wrangled them up, had a ball. Kids never came back.
It's obviously because they were subpar. None of the 4 of us were with them. Sorry, that was a terrible and dark joke because those people are very likely in real danger. You've been so helpful. Thank you so much. I'll toss him another silver piece to forget that awful joke.
But I didn't even get to the best part.
Oh my God, there's more. Yeah, by all means. Gotta stop giving out money before my contacts are done. Yeah. Fucking hell. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, he scoops it in so you can't take it back, realizing that you put it down too soon. And he says,
I'll be honest with you. There's been strange creatures come out in the shadows at night. Not usual to hear or Margrave Forest. It's weird. And these shadow fae. They hunt them in the streets.
What?
Hunt them. They hunt them.
In the streets of Zobeck?
Yes.
As if it was a forest in as if it was the Margrave. That's what I was going to say. It didn't make sense.
Yeah. Like at night when it sits. And you know what? Just because I like you, you gave me an extra silver piece, which means I don't have to work a shift tomorrow.
I'm so glad.
I'll tell you about the dreams.
Oh, yes, if you had them.
he looks around to make sure nobody is listening. He shakes his head yes, right? But he says no.
Oh, interesting.
No.
It's hard to do.
Yeah, Dot's gonna do them separate.
Yeah.
And she just, he goes, I keep hearing this word over and over. Nobody wants to talk about it.
What's the word?
He seems nervous. He seems nervous to say it.
What do I have? Listen, my friend. I know that our relationship here is very obviously client and bartender, really. And look, I have no illusions.
Do you
I
know how many
understand
times I've had to sucker punch you?
so many, and I know that you continue to do it.
It goes
Not because I'm
37.
Oh,
37.
you counted. You counted. That makes me feel a lot worse about it. I have to tell
He's
you.
got a tally that he's carved into the backside of the bar, where every time you make him do it,
I have to tell you, I had no idea that you were counting. I feel pretty terrible about that. So how about this? I will make those 4 my probably last sucker punches ever.
Oh?
And all you have to do is tell me the word.
Man, and I'm thirsty.
He says, oh, okay.
Sorry, Theoden.
He goes, we'll play a game.
Oh, all right, yes. It's really what I want to be doing in the middle of the thirsty minotaur, but sure, go on. 2 words. Yes? Yes, the first word, yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's cold. Yes, it's chilly. It's cold. Yes.
Is it?
Cold. Yeah, it's cold. Snow. Winter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Winter. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And second word. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, kissing. Winter's kiss. Oh. Oh my God! Shit! I just said it out loud. I'm so sorry. It was the whole point, wasn't it? Summers. I got nothing. I'm gonna take these meads now.
yeah, he looks very nervous. He goes, I need a break, and he kicks open the door to what's probably the kitchen in the backside of this tavern to go get some fresh air. Did Theoden want to perform?
No, I think he looks around and there's not enough light.
There isn't. It's not well lit at the moment.
Your sparkling personality isn't enough?
And I'm already behind the seraphim, so I can't quite get out. It's,
Have to rearrange all the cars.
yeah,
and
it's
parking.
just a whole mess.
Well, you have real mead now, and it is very good mead. It doesn't come out in the consistency of like partially congealed Jello.
Delicious.
Yeah, as soon as Vanna gets back, Seraphim is gonna just. Well, what took so long?
Well, I managed to get some information from our server, and also had to swear off the sucker punches. So it was a whole negotiation, you know.
Oh, that sounds awful.
It was all right. I'm going to miss the sucker punch, though. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to have to watch other people vicariously.
You could
I'd be
just
happy to
learn
sucker
to
punch
make
you
it
anytime.
yourself.
Oh, no. You misunderstand. I don't want the drink. I want my little friend to say that he sucker punched me. No? I get a kick out. You should see him in full energy. It's quite the effect. Anyway, it seems that people aren't sleeping. And they're having dreams about something called the Winter's Kiss.
Okay.
I don't know. He was afraid to say it out loud, so I feel like we should, you know.
Oh.
Dot, do any of us recognize that term at all?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. There's a few ways we can do this. Okay. I don't think any of you are gonna be okay. Let's roll. I'll take another history check, a like lore check, but this is very specific to the Shadow Fae.
Okay.
Other than that, yeah, we'll start there. Let's see if you know anything, if it connects anything.
History.
History.
Eh,
Oh no.
9, 5, 11, and 12.
Nope.
No. Not a single one of us.
Winter does. Okay, so winter holds a lot of, just like all the seasons, hold a lot of importance to the Fae, depending on what season it is, depends on who's got the most power, and some other kind of weird Fae-like things, right? We are coming into the winter season, which is, of course, the darkest time, less light. So this is the time of kind of the Shadow Queen herself. This is when she reigns supreme. So there could be something there. But right off the bat, you don't know a whole lot more than that. The Winter's Peace is like, okay, we're coming into winter, great. But not the kiss itself does nothing.
Not a clue.
Not a clue. Yep.
Me neither.
The only other thing he told me was that apparently, and Dot, did we know about the assassination on the way in?
Yes. So the letter that you
Okay,
all
that's
got
what I
was basically
thought.
to call you here because you knew the cleric or this priest had been assassinated. You don't know
Right.
by who. Not only was he assassinated, but so was his acolyte.
So I'll tell them that. Then I'll just tell them that, the assassination that we're here about apparently was perpetrated by the Shadow Fae. Also, they're hunting things in the streets of Zobeck. And things are weird.
Does not surprise anyone here.
Yes. I've never been here. I feel like is this normal? Is this a normal thing for Zobeck?
Not, in the
Not for
least.
Zobeck, but for Shadow Fae.
That's normal as well. For Shadow.
The hunt.
Hunt, yes. Although in the middle of a city, I suppose it's just a new challenge.
Mm.
Yes, interesting.
Well, enjoy your meads. These are drinkable. And then I do think we should probably get on to the temple.
We should, yes. I was just thinking that we should probably drink these as we can and then head out as soon as we can.
Well, there is not an open container policy in Zobeck, so you have to finish them at
To
the
go
table.
cups, please!
Yeah, no to-go cups.
Walk me downs all around.
You finish off your mead. Each of you can take an advantage for being such great sports through making up the tavern. We'll say
And
it's
you
because the mead
for the
was,
drinks.
The mead turns out to be pretty great and pretty tasty. When you leave, you don't have far to go. You are headed to one of the kind of district where all of this takes place. All of these temples and things are. And when you get to the district and you start to see each of the doors, you can see that there are more Shadow Fae, these ruffians, mingling about in this area. Some of them are guarding the steps of a lot of these places. And each one of them has a something pinned or posted to the door.
Oh, this is what Mimi was talking about.
Who's that? Who's Mimi?
Oh, sorry, the Minotaur in the sign.
The sign. He talks to her every time.
I was not aware that signs had names.
Oh, well, I mean, when you animate the spirits living within them, they tend to pick something to be referred to as, it's exhausting, having to refer to sign of the thirsty minute. There's a lot of words for a conversation that can only be a minute long.
I suppose so.
It did take me off guard when you started speaking. It really opened up my eyes when I saw the sign.
Oh,
Quite surprised me too when you started talking to Thirsty Minnie, yes.
so strange, Thaden. I got an overwhelming urge to retch when you said that, but I have no idea why.
Another poem for the book.
Did you drink
go ahead.
Did you drink the sucker punch? Is that why?
Oh, there might have been a little bit left on my hands when I went for my real mead. Well,
Nasty.
try to delay the inevitable as long as possible.
I'll never have to order one of those again, so that's the good news.
It's true. Do any of the doors with signs not guarded or not closely
Not
watched
really,
by Shadow
and
Fae?
guarded is tough, right? It's like, they look like
Sure.
they're more just hanging out. Like, they're trying not to look like they're guarding this area, but they're watching people coming and going from it for sure. There isn't one that's not. No, pretty much all of them, this whole area. There's probably, within eyesight, up and down a couple blocks, 10 of them or so, 12
Wow.
of them. It's heavily populated and very open. And in fact, as you kind of round the corner and you can see the temple right in front of you, the one that you're headed to, there's a sound that kind of appears next to you. A man, another Shadow Fae elf, in a hooded cloak, a black one. He kind of appears and he points at you from underneath this black cloak. It hangs. But he says nothing. Do any of you do anything when he points at you?
We're all like,
I think Seraphim would kind of reach for a spear and be like, "What are you pointing at?"
The man under the cloak speaks in Elvish. So if you can speak Elvish, you would understand him. If not, then he speaks in this beautiful Elven
actually.
tongue.
I think
And-
so. Just
Sarah,
double
you can.
check.
He kind of points, and from
Yeah, I
underneath
can
it,
too.
oh, perfect. So I think all of you can, and if nothing else, I imagine that there's like a dialect you would be able to pick up on some of it from just the shadow fae, being a shadow fae alone, or having some kind of connection to the fae realm. But he points with this just rigid finger, and he says, "The moonlit king has spoken and upheld his claims just and remembered. Once the longest night has passed, the king and queen of the realm of shadow shall rule the lands of Zobeck once more, appointing a Shadowhalter as their royal highness see fit. And as a hidden ambassador to the city now, built upon those lands, we stand ready to arbitrate in the name of the Shadow Court. Winter and summer, day and night. Let no Shadow Fae be harmed or harassed in these lands on plan of blindness. I await your full compliance, or else I will have to draw attention." And he kind of points, looking at you very seriously, as if he needs you to not be headed to that temple.
Seraphim is going to continue. So, what, you want money or something?
An autograph, maybe?
Lark looks terrified all of a sudden, disproportionately to this person that is just blabbing.
There is a ban here on this city. The Queen's edict has been put in place. You cannot go in that temple. You cannot worship in that temple. And he kind of runs down the laundry list and he pulls like a scroll out and it like pans open.
And presumably he's pointing at the temple that we were summoned to.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, what about investigating in the temple? What about that? Can we do that?
Why don't you roll a persuasion? Because technically, nowhere on the edict from the queen does it says that you can't investigate a temple. That is actually true.
Yes. Seraphim.
That's right. Yeah,
Come through.
find that on your list of rules.
Yes. Your edict ain't enough, is it?
Mhm.
God, don't tell her that.
Yeah, your persuasion, which will be based on your charisma. Don't forget,
wow,
you
that's a
do
shame.
that advantage, which will allow you to do it. You can
Blessings.
roll again if you'd like, if you want to use your advantage.
Sure. Yeah. Yes.
Let's do.
Let us. Mhm.
Is that your persuasion, not your performance?
I thought I hit
You
persuasion.
rolled performance by
Must have
mistake.
been like one off the
Yeah.
count.
Try
All the
again,
time on these
right?
sheets.
Oh! The Kobold Visitor Center. Okay, great. So an 8. Okay, so not terribly great, but nonetheless, he goes, "I can't stop you from investigating the temple, but be wary." And he, again, still pointing at all of you.
Seraphim is going to reach over and just like put the hand on the finger and just lower it. Yes, we get that you're pointing at us. It's rude.
He snatches it back and he like quick rolls the scroll and slides it back in his sleeve. And he says, "We watch all here. The queen will get what she has deserved." And he turns and like walks into a shadow.
Before they
Oh, yeah.
they wish to, sir, may I? And as he gestures towards the scroll that he's rolling up.
Oh, he stops rolling it and hands it over.
And he just like as he's probably rolling it, Aiden's going to take the bottom lip of the scroll and unroll it a little bit, and then take out his quill. And there you go, and sign his name across it.
It would be a lot easier if all the people of Zobeck were so dedicated. And he nods, recognizing you as a Shadow Fae, and he says, "Thank you for setting a positive example." And he turns, and then he disappears into the shadow. We've had another drama bar filled, so we won't do it right away. Let's actually get in the temple before I give you more drama.
Are we certain we should be going to this temple?
Unless you've other ideas, but we were summoned here to investigate this.
The involvement of the Queen of the Shadow Fae makes me uncomfortable.
I am with you, Lark. I really am.
wish to find a way back home, and I feel like I am getting there. I mean, these people and that man who just was here, it reminds me a lot of myself. So if that is where I must go, so be it.
Reminds you
sort
of
of-
yourself preaching to unlistening, uncaring passersby?
I'm sorry?
Never mind. Never mind,
Pointing
Darren.
rudely. Very rudely.
Never been the case for me. Everyone has always cared for everything I'd have to say.
Do you approach the
All
temple?
right, actually.
Yes.
Eyes are on you. Nobody stops you. Right? But all eyes are on you. You can feel all, like, dozen set.
Hello. Hello.
They watch you creak the door open, and when you get to the door, you see it pinned to the door. This edict, the same one that you were just shown. It's listed a few things. You can see that if you are a magical individual, you would know that this is magically like put on this thing, so that as they add new edicts, they automatically appear at all the scrolls across the city. Because it's like the cloud, but for magic.
Patch notes.
And you know what? A new edict appears right as you. We'll call some.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Look what we did.
A new edict appears. First one says there is now a ban on the Festival of Light, which doesn't technically happen till the summer, but which may not bother a lot of people. But that means that there's no worshiping of the sun or any of the gods of light. The other ones say no temples may be entered without permission of the queen or the ambassador. So now the language has changed on that one. No one may eat meat without paying a portion to the Fae. And no one may declare a toast without praising the Fae. So yeah, y'all had they had to change their language on the one about entering
Hilarious.
temples because they're from Kobold.
Amazing.
But as the door creaks open, it's not the sound of a populated temple. There are no people. There are no candles lit. There's no incense burning. But pretty standard. And on the altar in the middle, you can see a dark stain where more than likely the somebody was killed. Actually, two people. And there's a kind of elderly man who is scrubbing the floor with a brush on his hands and knees. He's a human.
Who? Excuse me.
Oh. And he kind of stands up. Yes?
We're here to see about old. Several kind of gestures. This.
Oh. And he points with this like foamy brush, and some water kind of slings, some soapy water kind of slings around. He goes, "You're the and he goes, he runs over. He runs. He hobbles over to the wall, and he ding 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 ding, and he like dings a bell that clearly calls somebody from the back, and you can hear a distant bell in the back of the temple. Additionally rings as if they're connected in some way. And he goes, make yourself comfortable.
Are there cues?
Yeah. Yes, there are. Some of them have clearly been broken. There was a tiff here inside
man.
of this. Right. So this is. I'll give you guys a quick view of the map. So it's a rather square space. There are very large statues, one in each corner. Those are important, but we'll get to those in a second. There are some pews left and some pillars and things around. This is the main door here. And you can see there's a bloodstain here on the altar, and there's another dark one over in the corner.
Don't see a map.
Oh no! You don't see a map. Why?
See a black screen.
Probably because it defaulted to.
Because I need to reveal it to you.
Yeah.
Yep, I got you.
Great reveal.
Reveal areas. Let me just do that. Okay, let's try this again. Did that reveal it?
Not that I can
Nope.
see.
Are there portions of this map that you want that we aren't supposed to see right now?
No, not really.
Okay. Because whenever this happens to me, I just turn off dynamic lighting from that
I
map.
don't even. Oh, I see. I don't even know how to do that. How do I reset
God.
it? Oh, I bet you it's in the. I know where. I got.
Can I remember how to
That-
do
I
this without
got
being
you.
able to see
That-
it? You got it? Okay,
Oh,
good.
it is off. It is off.
Oh.
Which is what's so weird.
Aha.
There it is.
Oh, there
Did it
it
work?
is.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Hooray!
Hooray! So this is the entry. Like the door is here. You see it says PC start here. And you can see the space, the pews that are left, the two statues in the kind of upper corners with this kind of centralized altar with these columns around it. And the bloodstain lies here on the altar and one down here in this corner as well.
Oof.
There's a not but 2 or 3 minutes of silence before a acolyte comes around the corner. Much nicer robes than the man that was scrubbing the floors. She is human. And she wears, her robes have kind of gold embroidery of suns and stars and light all around them. And she comes bustling out, looking very, very happy to see all of you. And she says, "Oh, please, 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 tell me one of you is Vannon.
I'll raise my hand.
Please, come. Can I offer you anything? Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Did you get into the city okay? Nobody bothered you, right?"
It's been an interesting few hours. The Iron Guard no longer mans the gates.
Wonderful signs you have here.
She like looks up and she says, "Yes, unfortunately, the Iron Guard was relieved of their duties."
So we've heard.
Relieved or executed from their duties.
She sighs as she looks over to this dark bloodstain, and she says, I know that you're not a follower of, but he was our priest, our head priest here in Zobeck. I tried to get help. Nobody came. They just showed up out of nowhere. It's like they walked out of the shadows.
Well, they very likely did. But the question is why? Their edict seems to suggest it's because they mean to take over Zobeck, but why come here first?
I don't know. I mean, Sun God.
That would be my guess.
Yeah,
What of shadows? But why do they even want Zobeck in the first place? That's my question.
a good one. One I wish I could answer. I don't know. It's so weird. It's like the people here are being tormented by the Shadow Fae. I haven't slept in what feels like weeks. I had a friend go missing. I haven't seen them in days. Just disappeared.
And why did you... Sorry, go on, Seraphim.
Oh, no, it's just, and to the acolyte, have you been having these nightmares as well? With and then Seraphim looks at Vannon. The Winter's Kiss.
That's the one.
She goes, "Where did you hear that?"
Is that not part of your dream?
No, it is, but I've not told anyone that.
Oh, no, no one has.
Other people are having the dreams?
They are, yes.
So she kind of like takes all this in.
Could you tell us more about the dreams? Our information was all secondhand.
They vary. Feelings, odd things, terrors. Sometimes if I even think the wrong thing or against the Shadow Fae that have invaded the city. And she stops and she thinks about the word invaded and she says, "No, invaded the city." She's like, I dream about them telling me how I'm wrong. Or how my, trying to change my words. I'll see myself saying the same thing, but praising them instead. It's like they're altering the way we feel about them or the way we think about them. But not directly. It's like propaganda in a way.
Interesting. Do you mind terribly if I examine you, magically speaking? It won't require any contact or I
She left. She said, "I understand. There's a reason we asked you specifically."
So I will start with a detect magic, which
Yes.
of course requires, powders and liquids and vials
and
from
things, yep.
several of the trinkets I have.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we'll start with the detect magic. And to be clear, Vannon is really sort of looking to see if there's any signs of enchantment magic in particular on the acolyte here.
Okay. Yeah, you turn on detect magic, which is kind of like putting on special goggles. And the room doesn't shift, but it changes color, and you begin kind of picking up light and energy in weird ways. You can see that she herself is magic. She even has a few magic items on her, around her waist. She's an acolyte. But you can see that actually there are traces of magic in this space. They're not footprints or anything like that, but as if roll an Arcana check as you get close.
Sure.
And it's like feeling a warm spot or like a cold spot when you're looking for a poltergeist. Okay, a 16 is pretty good. It's you see these kind of traces when portals close or means of transportation and teleportation happen, right? They kind of leave behind like a blip of energy that doesn't quite dissipate right away. And it must have been very, very powerful to still be here days after this this priest was killed.
Right. Well, unfortunately, that didn't reveal as much as I'd hoped, although we can be sure that they have some might behind them.
Oh, she says, you have no idea. They were inside of the Praetorian Council when they arrived to meet the other day, sitting in their seats. There's a bard down by the docks. He's another means of propaganda, no doubt. A fae. He has quite a lot to say. It seems that every time he does a performance, people end up fighting. People get hurt.
Do you know his name?
No, I don't. I tried to avoid the docks if at all possible right now.
Is there anything in Zobeck that would be of particular interest to the actual court? When we entered, I thought that these were just rogue shadow fae wandering the city. It does not seem to be the case, right?
She nods, yes. It seems that for whatever reason they started showing up. Oh, there was a note. They left a note when they killed the cleric, or when they killed the priest. And she's like, where did I put that? Where did I put that? This one is a little different than the last one. It's not quite an edict. It's actually a direct letter. And she says, I don't know anything about this. I can barely read Elvish. And as you open it up, I was going to tell you what it said. If I can find the...
None for you.
Sure. It's important because I can't remember the guy's name without it. Yeah, okay, yeah, here it is. It says, let it be known to all who come here. The charter of the temple of Pre-Run and Kors, right? So those are the two gods that are in this room, the two temples. It is revoked by the order of the ambassador Thelamandrin. None may enter, visit, chant, keep vigil, or worship here unless and until the priesthood conforms to the new practices. Those who violate this order are subject to summary execution or removal by the force of the realm. Signed by his hand, His Excellency Glaninin Thelamandrin, hidden ambassador and extraordinary of the Winter Court to the Fae City of Zobeck.
Do we recognize that name?
Now, that's a very good question. If you have kept up with any kind of general knowledge of the Fae Courts, or actually have knowledge of the Fae Courts, you would know that he is the ambassador to Zobeck, meaning he is... It has always been rumored there was an ambassador in the city of Zobeck, a Shadow Fae ambassador, but nobody can ever find them. It's like this secret thing, like he's here, but he's not here. It's like a secret of the Shadow Fae very specifically. People whisper, but very few have ever actually found him. But it seems he is making himself somewhat known.
None of this is good.
Well, I'm very sorry for your loss, and I appreciate. Was it you that sent for me?
No. The council, after the recent events, they sent out to a few different people.
Ah. Well, is there anything else that you have to give us, to tell us, to ask of us? Because if not, I don't know about the rest of you, but it seems to me the only things left are either to find the ambassador or to go have a take in a performance by this clearly subpar bard.
We'll see about that. Yes.
She says, I don't know that I have a whole lot more to give you, but it's almost night out, which means you'll get to see Zobeck under full rule. The hunting usually starts at midnight.
The hunting?
Any pearls of wisdom?
She smiles. She says, well, they don't hunt us, of course, but the beasts that they hunt do hunt us.
I see.
She says, so maybe find yourself a place to rest for the night if you can actually get some sleep.
Night is probably our best chance of finding this ambassador.
Good luck. I don't even know where to tell you to start. Some people rumor or whisper that there's a Fey market hidden somewhere in the city of Zobeck, if you can find it. It's called the Winter something.
Do you mean the Winter's Kiss?
No. Winter's, and she kind of tries to find the word. She's like, not kiss, Winter's. I don't know. You should ask a kobold. They'll know better than I am. It's part of the Undercity.
Of course. Part of the Cartways?
She nods. She says, there are some things other than just kobolds down there.
Oh, well. Right then.
We will.
Yes. That would be an easy option if you wanted to try to go find just like, this is not Shadow Fae in particular, but like it's kind of like the it's like the black market for Fae inside of Zobeck is basically what it is. It's where you find the weirdest of the weird, the strangest of the strange.
I mean, it couldn't hurt to check it out, could it?
Oh, it couldn't hurt. I do wish to check out a performance of this bard, but we must go into somewhere dark and dank. I make sure we try to change my shoes.
I mean, I doubt the Undercity is going anywhere. We can partake in the performance and see how that leads us, and then go.
You could take the long way
surely
around.
there's... Sorry?
I said you could take the long way around, which is basically like hit the docks and loop back under the city.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I was going to say, surely there's a way down into the Undercity from not far from the docks, so...
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I said, I tell people in my mind's eye, most of Zobeck, especially near the docks, is kind of like Riften from Skyrim. So there's like multiple tiers to the city. It's all built up over top of a waterway. And in this case, it's a river specifically. Yeah. And so as you head down to the docks, you can feel there's more water in the air. That sound of waved, very cold water now as the weather begins to change. And a couple gruff, like, oh, as they're like tossing and moving boxes and things up and down the docks. But you're looking for somebody very specific, a performer. What is everybody's passive perception? Passive perception will be done on the left-hand side of your character sheet, like bottom left, usually on the front page.
12 for me.
Okay.
15 for me.
Okay. Anybody below 10? Probably not. I hope not.
I doubt it.
Y'all seem like very wise creatures. Yeah, as long as it's not below 10, you'll won't take you long. Lights are going out. There's a kobold that's walking with this hook, and he's lighting the lanterns down the docks, right, manually as he like goes down them, and he says, you lot lost?
Yes, we are looking for there's two things, I think. We were looking for a place called the what was it? It's under the ground.
The Undercity, the Cartways?
Yeah. Kind of points like if you follow this boardwalk like down, right? That way there's like a kobold-sized cubby hole. Slide down that.
45-degree angle into the brick wall, and you'll find what you're looking for.
You've got to be kidding me.
Is there a larger entrance somewhere that may not be?
A larger entrance? Yeah. I guess you can take the road up there, hang a left, and there's an archway.
Wonderful. And is this the winter's I've lost it. It's help me out. Winter's
The Winter Fay Market?
Is that it? That's the one.
That's the one, Theoden. I put it's left me
I'm
too.
pretty sure that's the one, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
I don't know. You all look suspicious.
And we all no.
Yeah. He goes, he kind of looks all four of you down. He goes, so, you know, what was the other thing?
Have you seen a bard around anywhere?
Oh, yes. He looks up at the sky, checks the moon.
He'll be out in about 10 minutes.
Oh.
Does he have a particular spot he enjoys performing?
That is his soapbox over there.
I see. You've
I thought he
been...
was a singer, not a public speaker. All right.
Well, he does a lot of things. You'll probably want to
He's a
keep your
bard
distance,
after all.
though.
Oh.
Halitosis?
I mean, unless you want to end up in the fight.
Oh yes, we've heard about this. Quite the rabble-rousing performance, eh?
Yes, he gets gets really inspired.
Don't worry about us. We'll be fine. I can make sure of it.
Okay. Well, you know, if you want to if you were looking for some, I'm good company.
He looks right at Lark.
I'm sorry, but I don't allow men in my presence under 5 feet per night.
Oh, darn it. I knew I should have worn the platforms
Sorry.
today. Ha, ha.
And he starts, like, lighting.
He goes, you know, heed my warning.
I don't actually care about height, but he was annoying.
I do.
He hobbles off, doing his job, lighting more and more candles, and sure enough, you see well, I guess I can't describe him as a bard. He's a very well-dressed shadow fae. He has like a poof. He's got a poof, right? He's got poofs from all of the parts of like a vest and a shirt. He's got lots of poofs. He wears a stunning hat with a feather. And his pants his knickers are super duper tight in all the right places, and he has little like stockings and wooden shoes, and he's very fancy. He's very, very fancy.
Oh.
What
which
just
one?
happened? Sorry.
Accidental roll? Maybe?
Accidental roll, and I think I just deleted half of my spells.
Hey.
Oh, Lord.
But he does, he checks his soapbox, he adjusts it, just so. He also understands the importance of lighting. He hangs 2 lanterns on either side to kind of like cross light this single soapbox. He does it, he pulls another hat out, not the one that's on his head, he pulls another hat out and flips it over.
May I do something?
Yes, of course.
Is there a crowd yet?
There is not. He has not started.
All right. I look at him, meet his eyes, and then cast Dome of Silence immediately on the area.
Oh! Does he get a save against that?
Let me check.
'Cause
No.
this is-
No.
No, he doesn't?
No.
Okay. Here's the thing. Does your Dome of Silence physically manifest? Like, can we see it? What does it look
It's
like?
invisible.
Okay, perfect. He has no idea. He has no clue at the moment. He's like prepping, he's getting ready, he's hanging his stuff. He has no idea that there's a Dome of Silence on him.
Is this something we can see happen, or is it like... and this is a question for Lark. Is it...
You would have heard me. There's verbal and somatic components of the spell, so you would have heard me cast a spell.
And he just
Seraphim's gonna laugh.
Yeah.
He
But-
gets up on this soapbox. He reaches into the jacket pocket and pulls forth a very beautiful and shiny pan flute. And you can see him like get ready. He like strikes this pose, and he
As it goes to start the pose, I then use douse light and I blow out one of the lanterns, ruining his lighting.
then he like can't start with his lighting bad, and so he tries to like get up there and do it again. He still doesn't notice that it's silent yet because he didn't actually get to blow in his pan flute yet. He kind of relights it and like checks the wind.
God. Sorry, accidental.
You're good. He like checks the wind. No more wind. He's satisfied. He gets back up. He
Do the other one.
like looks around. He can see that people are starting to go home, and if he doesn't get started soon, he's not gonna get to do what he's here, sitting here to do. He gets down and he lights another one and checks the wind one more time.
I blow him a kiss.
He sees you blow him a kiss, and he smiles very big, and he gets very excited. He gets back up on the box, his chest ever broader. He takes a big breath, and he blows down the pan flute, and there is no sound. And he has a moment of like,
choice.
Seraphim is gonna start clapping, like really slowly and really like dramatically. Are we outside of the?
We are.
Okay, so if I can untangle my hand here, so Seraphim is gonna just like.
Oh, I'll join her.
he can't hear you because he's inside a dome of silence.
Oh, right.
So
He can see it. He can see
bet he
it
can
though.
see
he can see y'all clapping. Okay, he sees y'all slow clapping. Okay. He sees y'all slow clapping, and he doesn't understand, but he's getting applause.
Uh-huh.
Okay, he gets back up on the box, and pan flute's not gonna work. He puts the pan flute away. He's going to roll for a performance. He adjusts because he's
God.
a good performer.
Oh my God.
It's those pants. It's those tight pants.
And he starts like totally doing like mime stuff. And he
Oh my goodness.
I dispel the dome
He just doesn't quit.
and then cast black ribbons to restrain him.
Okay, so he's like doing the invisible rope and like pulling himself closer to y'all. Yeah, he's getting closer because he definitely thinks Lark's into him. And the bubble bursts free. The sounds of the dock come rushing back in on him. And you realize, because he was saying things and you couldn't actually hear him, he goes, "Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Oh no.
oh."
So, as I snap my fingers, ribbons of bits and pieces of the flesh of the Shadow Realm start to wrap around
Hey,
his arms and his waist and his legs.
Ooh.
And I use them to draw him to me.
Ooh, his toes like drag just across the ground as you pull this bard towards you. He has a very little pointy beard that match his ears. His hat has fallen off at this point. He looks
hat.
terrified and completely enamored at the same time. Yeah, it's a very nice hat.
Seraphim's gonna take that hat.
I give him a little kiss on his forehead, then reach in and take the pan flute.
Hey, now that doesn't belong to you.
It does now. Oh, you wouldn't begrudge a beautiful lady a look at your flute, would you?
Well, what kind of lad would I be if I didn't give you the chance to at least blow on it once?
You know, I could. I really, really could.
Yeah,
Or I could smash it.
Oh, no,
to pieces.
don't smash my flute. Please don't. It's come a long way.
Oh, shh.
But please don't smash my flute.
It's not your time to talk now, darling.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
I'll let you know when you can speak.
Okay, that
Good
seems
boy.
fair. Okay.
Good boy. Vannon, you have some questions for this lovely gentleman, don't you?
Sorry. Yes, Lark. Yes, I do. Where am I? Right.
What are we doing?
Vannon,
Sorry, nothing.
Mhm.
So, marvelous performance. Tell me, where do you hail from, Bard?
Well, I hail from wherever my queen wants me to.
Ah, and was your flute that Lark is so skillfully handling at the moment? Was that a gift from your queen?
No, not from the queen herself. You think I'd bring a flute straight from the queen all the way to Zobeck? No, I wouldn't bring
Well,
this
things are
message to
changing
her.
in Zobeck, aren't they?
Well, yes, it's because that's how she wants it.
Well, right. And what part are you playing in that marvelous change?
I'm not playing no part. I'm an entertainer.
I will just sort of like surreptitiously make my holy symbol of Sarastra a little more visible.
Oh.
And then also like throw eyes at Theoden and be like, no, of course. And, Zobeck is richer to have your talents here. But surely one of your stature isn't just here to sing a few songs. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course.
You can
And
make
I'm just so into men that know what they're about and have information.
Oh, I know all about things. I know what I'm about.
Do
Okay.
you?
Yeah, okay. I see. I guessed it. All right. So, well, the queen, she's coming to get what's hers.
Of course.
So we're here to ensure, the people of Zobeck stay tip-top, right as rain, on target.
Ah, yes, of course. And this beautiful instrument helps you along by encouraging them to...
I'm just here to stir up a little ruckus.
Of course.
She needs new fine folk to come join us into Shadow Realm. Not all those mortals last very long, So, anyways, she needs some new recruits, and what better way than to take the ones that start fights and things of that nature. She welcomes them into the court. She gives them nice clothes and stuff. That's how I got these clothes. I answered the question, right? Yes, that's what you needed.
I will look to Lark. Lark is on point for this one, so it's up to you.
So, am I to believe that a bard of your stature is only here to cause ruckus? Truly?
Well, a bard of my stature can do a many of things. I'm right fine with a few words, I put in the right order and all, and then you had that, right fine, blowing of the pan flute, and ladies can't resist me.
Oh, really? I wonder if it works the same way. And I start blowing into the flute against this person.
Careful. You don't know what you're doing there. You can make a performance check just to see if you blow anything of tune.
I'm sure that I don't need to roll the performance check to see if I can blow.
Well, that's what I usually say. But a 13's pretty good. You don't miss any notes. You go up the scale. He goes, oh no.
What? What's wrong?
Well, I didn't get to perform, and you already done it.
Oh, was that the song you were going to play?
No, that wasn't the song I was going to play. I had a whole story planned of love and,
And destruction.
No, of heartbreak and, redemption and...
So heartbreak is what makes people beat each other up?
No, that's the spell, you see.
Oh, I like him. I'm sad he's a bad person because I like him.
Me too.
Oh, dear.
But you did blow in the pan flute, so, I guess I get the night off. What are you doing?
Tell you what, darling. I release the spell.
Oh.
I walk over to him and tilt his chin up. Why don't you meet me at the Salty Raven on the other side of town?
Oh.
And I'll make sure you get this flute back. And maybe I'll blow something else.
Okay, you can keep the pan flute. I will see you at the Salty Raven.
I'll be there with bells on.
He goes, he doesn't even think about the hat because now he's far too excited. He goes, he kind of like pep in his step. He begins to walk off. You can hear his wooden shoes kind of clicking on the cobblestone, and you see him sniff his armpit to make sure he doesn't smell. He like checks himself. He heads off towards the Salty Raven because
I can't resist. I feel bad because I do like him, but I do need him to, as he walks away, to make a charisma saving throw, which I know he's probably pretty good at. So,
well, let's find out. Ha! Nat 20.
Wow.
oh,
very good.
again?
Yep, I got another
All right,
nat
well,
20.
nothing happens then.
He is very enamored. He's now whistling.
Men are easy. Theoden, do you want a pan flute?
Okay, yes, I'll take a pan flute.
A gift from yours truly.
Well, are we going to the Salty Raven, or are we just, was that just a ruse?
Oh, I'm sure he'll be fine with his own hand. Let's go
Oh.
to the under
Okay.
city.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Then.
Is there a salty
think?
raven in this town? I've never been here before.
There's a salty crow and a sweet raven.
Oh.
I'm not sure which he'll be at.
I'll get lost between the two. More importantly, look at my hat.
That's a wonderful.
It is a lovely
God.
hat.
Wait, I'm afraid to ask, Seraphim, where did it come from?
The
You know
one
what?
that just left.
That's more than enough information.
You're a pants man.
What's my hat now?
Absolutely.
It looks
I love it.
very fetching on you.
There's
Great.
no way it looked better on its original owner.
No.
It brings
Y'all
out
so
the snake
harsh.
on your neck.
I think it does.
Hmm. I like it.
Why don't we go to the Undercity before the hunt starts?
Yes, we
Oh.
learned. Yes, the hunt. Yes, learned a good amount. So the queen is looking for recruits. Is that what I heard? When
That was the strangest development. I thought we had it pinned. That she felt that Zobeck actually is the purview of the Shadow Courts and had come to reclaim it, and that was that. But recruiting for the Shadow Courts is... you would know better than I, Theoden, but
Is it a
It's
low
a
one?
very strange thing to happen on this plane, I will say. I'm not Theoden, but
no, but both of you have more direct
Well,
experience.
I've grown up in this plane, I haven't been in many places like the Shadow Fae before. This is my first really foray into the culture.
let me just say that the court of the Shadow Fae can grow depending on who gets lost in the Shadow Realm. But it isn't often that the Queen sees fit to reach her fingers to other places and recruit herself. Normally, people seek her.
It seems like a pretty aggressive reach.
It is. And concerning.
It may also be a rather insidious and perhaps thus in character way for her to claim the city of Zobeck. There's no need to conquer its people and defeat its walls if her court suddenly
Okay,
exists
fine.
in full force within.
Yes, but my question is, in all the cities, why Zobeck? Why this particular one?
It's free.
It's a good point, Seraphim.
Jesting aside, there
Very-
must be a reason she wants this particular city. And we don't have a clue why.
Yes. Well,
My best... Oh, go ahead, Theoden.
I was going to say to the cartway. Is that what it's called? Yes.
Yes, I think
The-
that's
the
what's
cartway.
next.
Yeah. Whatever you
Your
want.
your pet or your familiar. Do you have a like a telekinetic link with it? Does it speak to you? Do you communicate?
No, what?
Me.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I have I can.
You can. So
I
you have
can.
like a spell to do it, but you
Yes.
Okay. 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 Do you have any of your familiars and or creatures around right now?
They're kind of in amongst the city. Like Seraphim,
Okay.
like the main familiar is more of a spirit familiar.
Great.
But Seraphim has animal spies.
Okay. And you spend a lot of time in this city, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. As you go, like you head down the docks, it gets darker and creepier. You feel like you're being watched, but you don't see anything, even if you have some kind of dark vision, which I believe most of you do. But one of your spies comes running up, a large wharf rat. He's like kind of big and fat, and he comes like bounding up, and you know this to be one of yours. You haven't seen this one in a while. You know, your spy's out doing their thing.
This one, I will note, has a little bandana tied around its neck.
Oh yes, and that's how you know.
This one's name is Cheddar.
Cheddar. Oh my god. Okay. I need a ridiculous voice for him. Them.
Cheddar, I haven't seen you in a long time. What's
Where
new?
you been, doll? I've missed you.
We've been out adventuring. You know how it goes.
Well,
Places
let me
to
tell
be.
you why you've been out of the city. Some stuff has gone down. Let me tell you.
I saw there's all sorts of the, and Seraphim looks at Theoden.
Yeah. Like him.
Yeah, well, you know, I wasn't going to say any. I wouldn't call anyone out. Like it's not my place. But you know, faces like we don't normally see around here, and acting kind of rude, to be perfectly honest. And Seraphim glances at Theoden again. Not like the Theoden is very nice though, very nice, very very pleasant. Not
Are you
very
talking
rude
to
at
that
all.
rat again?
What?
Are you talking to that rat again?
I don't. And then just kind of like shifts position to where Theoden's behind.
You know, Seraphim, sometimes I'm so disappointed in you. What, you're running with one of them now? You're running with one, huh? They're taking over a whole city. Yeah, you know, the Rat King, he's got a few of us working for him. They all in the know, you know?
Oh, that's really disappointing. I wouldn't have, honestly, I'm now the one disappointed, Cheddar. I can't even.
Disappointed? Well, don't be disappointed. You know, I'm
No,
a spy.
it's-
I'm your
it's
spy.
fine.
Let me
I
help you
don't-
out. Let me
yeah.
help you out. You tell me what I can do for you.
Yeah, no, it's I appreciate that. We're meeting on a level plane here. You know, it's important that we meet on a really, you know, we meet in the same place, and then we can do things for each other, and that's how partnerships work. That's how friendships work. That's why we get along so well together.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
do for me, I do for you. You know, and I even brought you something. And Servant reaches kind of back and has like around the human part of the waist has a little pouch and reaches in there, and there's a granola bar. There's a granola bar, but a whole one, not even crumbly.
Oh, is it unopened?
Who do I look like? You know me.
always
I
spoil
do.
me.
We go so far back. Cheddar, would I bring you an open granola? Look at this. Look
You're
at this.
so
And
classy.
have you seen my new hat?
You look smashing. Where'd you get that? Was that off the guy who was out here on the docks? Let me tell you, he's bad news. Stay away from him.
His pants are a little too tight. I will tell you. You can see everything
Yeah,
in there.
yeah,
You can see
yeah,
everything. Nothing left to the imagination. And I find it a little distasteful personally. You know, it's not really for me. You know, I have a taste for more of the four-legged kind, but you know, it's everyone to his own.
Too tight, if you ask me. I'm just like bites
You can
down in
see
his
everything.
granola bar, and he's like kind of munching. He goes, "Well, you know, as much as I like you know, carefree banter and all that, I actually do have something to tell you."
What are you waiting for? What are you telling me all the rest of this stuff
sorry, I
for?
was
What
just
is going
trying to
on
get
here?
in business.
We're going somewhere. We're on the middle of something. There's somebody dead upstairs in a pile of blood.
All right. I heard something.
What did you hear?
I heard that they're only letting certain people out of the city, and they're about to change their rules.
What? Well, who are they letting out?
They're only gonna start letting people out one at a time.
Have you seen the size of the? No one's gonna.
He puts a little rat finger up to his tiny mouth and he goes, "Look, I know. It's a problem. It's gonna be bad. The dwarves, they're gonna riot. They're gonna riot because you know dwarves, they got lots and lots of little dwarflets, and they're gonna put them all in their carts and then they take them up to the mountains. That's what I heard they do. And now they can't take their dwarflets. They can't even take one of them. They can only take themselves."
Well, then what are the dwarfs going to do? They can't take themselves in a cart. That doesn't even make sense.
No, and they can't stay in Zobeck. They don't stay in Zobeck. What happens when it snows? Do dwarves melt in the snow? They might.
I've never seen one in the snow. I don't know.
Neither have we.
no,
It could be a travesty.
And what do we do if there's no more dwarves? Oh no, this is very difficult.
It's getting rough around here. You need to get out of this city before you're landlocked in here, you know?
Yeah, well, hey, Cheddar, listen, I appreciate all this. And then gonna reach, no, there's nothing else in there.
Dude, he goes, no, don't give me no more. I gotta be able to fit in my pants, you know, for the missus.
Oh, well, no, and you know what? Tell Swiss cheese and tell Munster and tell,
Blue, baby Blue.
Tell baby Blue and little goat that I said hi.
I'll tell him you send your love. By the way, what are you doing down here? He kind of looks at this like tiny crack, at dark, scary, dank crack that you're all about to head into.
You know, I ask myself that. I ask myself that often.
Why are you going down there? You don't want nothing that's in there.
Well, I mean, it's a long story involving lots of blood, and I'm hoping some money at the end of all this, but we have to find the party.
What you looking for? This is why I'm your spy. Tell me what you need. I got eyes.
Well, and Seraphim kind of is like gonna look at everyone else, which I imagine they've been speaking some sort of like rat language.
Yeah,
so
they're
it's, so slowly turns. If you were to describe the Undercity and the market to a rat, what words would you use? And this is to the group.
It's probably full of more people like you, metaphorically speaking.
Yes, full of people like Theoden and perhaps.
Oh no, I meant the rat. That there's a bunch of rats down there.
Oh, so literally.
Well, no.
Oh.
Yeah. So Seraphim's going to turn back.
So
at
helpful to Seraphim.
Maybe
There are people there, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're looking for where there's going to be a lot of sounds and noise and a lot of food bits being dropped.
Yeah. What do they call it? The one with all the feet, the foot market.
Yeah, the feet.
Right? It's got all the people that just walk through there. I don't know what they do. But
we're looking for the feet.
Okay, well, let me tell you. There's lots of feet down there. They're all over. But are you shopping for something? Because I'm gonna be honest, ain't nothing down there that you want.
Well, we're trying to get information because we're trying to figure out what's going on with the ones like that guy.
Oh, well, I know where they're going. I know where they live.
Would you?
If that's all you're looking for, I can take you to, their bed and breakfast or whatever, skis.
Yeah, well, that would be great. Would you mind?
No, I think I can do that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that would be smashing. That would be
He
stuff.
pops the rest of this granola bar that now's like jutting out of his little mouth
just
cheek.
screw.
Yeah, whole thing. And he goes, so let me just tell you, it's got a ways away. We're gonna have to go over here. It's not where you think it is. Most people can't even see it.
Well, is it? Let me ask you this. I mean, there's a bit of a size differential. Am I gonna fit?
Are you asking if it's only rat sized?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I am.
No, it's not just rat sized. In fact, just follow me. He kind of scutters down onto the ground, and you see this kind of bulbous rat. Now he's eating this granola bar. Kind of looks up at all of you and kind of begins pittering. Actually, down past all of you, down the docks. Actually, past this little crack, this little crevice, and then you hear it. I have to add a little bit of drama here at the end, which we're gonna have to resolve next week. He goes to run around the corner, and you hear him go, "Oh my God! Just And as you round the corner, you see oh yeah, they're two creatures step out of the shadows. They almost kind of appear out of nowhere. They have a less than corporeal form, I guess you could say. And they block your path. And he goes, "Oh no, this is not good at all. But we have to fight them next week because we're out of time."
Hey.
Sorry, y'all. We out of time. That's where we're gonna end tonight. We'll have to pick up next week, figuring out what's going on, who's blocking their path, and where they're going.
I love a rat introduced cliffhanger.
Every time.
Yeah. Next week on Quoits of the Shadow Fae.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's go around very quickly. Y'all tell everybody where they can find you when you're not here rolling dice on Monday nights.
Let's call our group the Rat Bastards. Let's do that.
Yeah. The Rat Bastards. I love
Yeah.
it.
Rat. But we have to say it with that
Bastards.
voice. The
The
Rat
Rat
Bastards.
Bastards. Rat
There it is.
Bastards.
I
Yep,
love
we've all
so
got
much.
it.
Let's actually go backwards so we won't put Stephanie on the spot this time. That makes it actually your turn.
Sure.
Eugenio.
Hi, everybody. I'm Eugenio. You can follow me on Twitter and here on Twitch at DM Jazzy Hands. Let's see, where can you find me? Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do stream video games on my Twitch channel here. The next 3 streams, so this Tuesday and Thursday and next Tuesday, to be honest, I don't know what we're going to be playing, but come hang out. But then my 1-year affiliate anniversary on Twitch is next Friday.
Oh, exciting!
Which happens to also be the release day for Mass Effect Legendary.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be downloading that and sort of streaming all day. So if you haven't hung out with us before, obviously stop by this week, but we're going to be doing a big event next Friday for my anniversary. What else? I have a D&D podcast that drops new episodes on Wednesday, but not this week. But most Wednesdays, we're called The Last Refuge. You can follow us on Twitter at DND Last Refuge. And on Wednesday nights, you can find me as the storyteller for Into the Motherlands over on Cypher of Tears channel. We're on episode 3 this week of season 2. So come check out me and Tanya DePass, Cypher of Tear, Christina Ariel, Abria Iyengar, you might know her as Quiddy. Who else? DJ Knight and Michael Sinclair the second every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on Cypher of Tears channel.
Nice. What about you, Fox?
Yes, I am Rocket Fox. You can find me on my own channel on Mondays before this, Wednesday evenings, Friday afternoons, before another amazing show, which I think is City is on break right now. Is that what I'm to understand?
City of Light Chat. What is?
Yeah, I won't push it then. If y'all are on break right now. Anyway, I'm not even in it anymore, but it's awesome anyway. But yeah, that's over at twitch.tv/RocketFox, where I do all sorts of stuff, storytelling. We did a poetry event for National Poetry Month. And then on Thursdays in the afternoon, I'm over at Weave the Tale for Mora Ravenwood Academy. It's kind of like Breakfast Club meets collegiate Harry Potter. And we may have brought about the end of the world.
Like you do.
You do.
Like you do. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then after that, on Thursday nights, I'm at Sirenscape's channel, where we are doing a weekly Cyberpunk Red game. But we're off for this month, but they are doing a replay of the ones we've been on. So if you want to catch up when we come back live, now is the month to be doing that. And then other than that, my season 2 of my podcast, Fantastically Strange, is going live tonight. If I get my butt in gear. And then I'm super excited because in July, I'm actually going to be hosting and emceeing at Witches Fest USA, which is both a virtual and live pagan fair coming out of New York City. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Cord.
Hi everybody, I'm Cord, or Mythomatic. I'm a role player, voice actor, and cinematic role player here on Twitch. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Mythomatic, or follow my twitter.com/Mythomatic to see what I'm up to. And when I'm doing it, I do a lot of stuff all the time. Always. I'm always working, so just check me out over there. Thanks, everybody. This has been so much fun. I can't wait to play next week. Thank you, audience, for watching YouTube and everywhere. Thank you. And thank you, Cast, for playing with me. This is a lot of fun. I can't wait to tell more stories with you all.
Yeah, we're back. Nice. And Persephone.
Hi, I'm Persephone, aka Persephoroth. I am found on every website as Persephoroth. If there's not a Persephoroth there, I don't have an account there, or I'm hiding it. I am very active on Twitch. I do a lot of video game streaming. I'm currently going through Persona 5 Royal. I do Hades speed runs occasionally, a bunch of other stuff. I'm also the DM of Fast Times at D&D High, which is my podcast, which actually I just won a Best Director Award at the Audioverse Awards for. So that is a big deal for me. And you can catch me on twitch.tv/D&D Dungeons and Dragons official channel, DMing Candlekeep Mysteries every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern before this game.
Nice. And y'all know me. I'm Little Red Dot. I'm over here producing Twitch things for Kobold Press on the reg. Be back here. Same Kobold time, same Kobold channel next week. We'll be back with more Courts of the Shadowfae as we are just kicking this off. Join us on Wednesdays if you want to chat all things Kobold Press. We bring a lot of guests in. We talk modules. Sometimes we talk other strange, weird things. We have a guest kind of joining us right now, Mr. Tarask, for all you YouTube fans of his work and his Kobold Press GM videos, which are just phenomenal. So yeah, we'll be back Wednesday. He was ill last week, so I'm glad that he is feeling a lot better. Will be back at the table with me. So be here this week for that, and then gear up and mark your calendars because we got a new actual play coming alongside Courts of the Shadowfae starting the top of June. So 1 month from now, we can announce that the Scarlet Citadel will be running over here on this channel, featuring the Muse as our GM. So we got a whole bunch of lady GMs right now, which I'm down for. So very exciting. I think that's all the big stuff. Oh no, I can't leave till I spill beans. Y'all know how I am.
Mm-hmm.
The 12th of May. All you fans of Vault of Magic, there's a Vault of Magic card deck coming for you to be able to get. You want your Vault of Magic on a deck of cards in your hands? Well, you can get that now. So be on the lookout. We'll be announcing the Vault of Magic deck of cards, which is coming to Kickstarter near you, starting on the 12th, I think is the day I was told. So, which is super duper cool. I'm supposed to have a deck coming. I'm going to spill more beans and share them with y'all later, but they're not here yet. So, that is actually it. Like I said, we'll see you same Kobold time, same Kobold channel next week. And all of you out there, be excellent to one another, please. Till next time. Bye, everybody.